I just ended that last message with, this is your call to action, and then I just stopped talking, which is really funny. So I thought I would just elaborate a little bit on the call to action of light work. So, I mean, it's simple, but it's also a dedication, really. The call to action is to learn light work, to actually embody it, because when you begin to embody the light, then not only do you like start moving towards things that are right for you and more synchronicity, but you begin to reclaim your power from the systems that keep us stuck in all these loops. Because the actual act of physical light work in the way that like I am going to activate it for you, which stay tuned because I don't have everything in order yet, but it's a tool, really. Like I learned light work through, first and foremost, the practice of photography, because photography is literally a light art. Like the light comes through the lens and then you make the art. And photography is interesting because I was a professional photographer for many years. I mean, I still am, although I've slowed down. Honestly, I got burnt out by capitalism, so I took a really long break from it. And also, like, it's so accessible to us every day, like on our phones, that a lot of us take for granted the magic of it, I think. And so for me, photography was actually, I always say that light was the first psychedelic that I ever had, and that was in the form of photography as well. It was a way for me to perceive the light and then capture it and see it in camera the way I saw it in person, like, and then emphasize that. And so I began to play with light in that way. I learned how to shape it. I learned how to use it to communicate feelings without any words. A photo is worth 1,000 words. And that is still true today. And understanding that and knowing that is even more valuable, I think, because photos are so accessible and we can take a picture of anything at any time. But to truly be present with the process is a gift, and it's also a commitment. So there's that side of it, which is the physical embodiment, and that's a tool that I believe like contributes to our well-being. I mean, it really does contribute to like calming our nervous system, like the art of like actually doing photography and being with the light in that way can be very healing and calming to our nervous system. And so the best times of my life actually were when I was creating in that medium. And that's why I want to share it in my own special way. Like, I want to share in my own personal way, like in a way that you couldn't chat to AI about, really. Because it goes so much more, like, further beyond the actual art of it. And you don't have to, like, be quote-unquote good at it. Like, you are a light being as you are. So it's for you. It's an act of self-care. And for me, the best times in my life were when I was flowing with that creation. And the hardest times of my life were when I was completely disconnected from that art because I was burnt out by capitalism. So it's, yeah, it's something I hold very dear to my heart. But it goes beyond that. It goes beyond that. It goes beyond that into the spiritual realms. Creativity is all about intuition. And I'll share that with you too. But even further than that, it's this call to action for you to be the most authentic version of yourself and actually meet that person. I could never tell you how to meet your most authentic self, but I can give you a tool to commune with the light, and that can open up things for you. It can open up things and realizations for you that I could probably that I wouldn't even be able to tell you, because the light has information for you, you personally. And it has different messages for every single person. And so I know that because it has done that for me. And I know that it can do it for other people. Because I'm also a psychic medium. And intuition and being a psychic medium and playing with that aspect of who I am is also light work. It's also working with the light. But for so many years, I just didn't know that. I didn't know what I didn't know the connection between my intuition and my creative practice. They're the same thing. And this is a learning. This is a huge learning, because it is one of the things that those systems that are wielding the shadows as weapons, like the patriarchy, for example, colonialism, etc., those systems work hard and strategically to disconnect you from your creativity and your intuition, because those are great, great sources of power. And those who are wielding shadows for their power, that's the last thing they want, is for you to be connected to that. And so I feel that there is this phenomenal liberation, actually, that comes with reclaiming our connection with the light through our creativity and our psychic abilities, because everyone has psychic abilities. If you're sitting there being yeah, I don't have psychic abilities, you are wrong. You have psychic abilities. It's just are you going to choose to explore them or not? You get to choose. So yeah, that, I guess what I'm trying to say is that's the call to action, is, are you going to choose to perceive what the light has to tell you? Because it can come to you in a plethora of ways. The light is not just a visual thing. It is an energetic, spiritual, audio, feeling, it's all of the things. Because light is the true essence of who we are. And so the call to action is for you to reconnect with that. And then right next to that call to action is the call to understand where your intersectionality is within this whole ecosystem of the earth. Where do you stand or sit, or I don't want to be, sorry, I'm trying not to be ableist with my language. Where do you exist in this cosmic soup? And do you have privilege? And if you do have privilege, how can you use that privilege to help even the scales for others who have had maybe shadows wielded against them that you have not had to experience because of your differences in who you are. That is the next layer of the call to action. Because once you come into alignment and understand your true authenticity, that is a power that you must use for good. I mean, you don't have to, but I would hope that you would. And if you're here listening to me still, you're probably someone who wants to do that. And the world needs that right now. And part of that is using light work to illuminate the truth, because illuminating the truth isn't just, it's about illuminating who you truly are, all the facets of who you truly are, and waking up to that. But it's also about illuminating the truth of the reality that the shadow-wielding groups of power, the systems that they have created, it's about shedding light on those and changing what needs to be changed. And that is the bigger call to action. But we'll get to that.